best till last. That is a dagger blow. He missed it hopelessly. It's a try for Murray.
Hello Rabbitohs members and fans, and welcome back to the Rabbitohs Insider. It's going to be a massive week this week as we prepare to go head-to-head with our arch rivals, the Sydney Roosters. To kick things off, we're going to hear from our head of Pathways, Joe O'Callaghan, with a wrap-up of how our Pathways teams went last week. We're also going to go behind the jersey as we relive the infamous Sin Bin Sunday. But to kick things off, let's take a look at some of the must-see moments of our clashes with the Roosters over the years in this week's instalment of What About This? Feast your eyes on the biggest tries, hits and iconic moments against the Sydney Roosters. What About This? Proudly brought to you by What If.
Oh, he's run into Quinfando, and the little bloke delivered a shoulder. Right side to Reynolds, to Burgess, and back to Teo. Teo is over. Teo has scored. And Teo has scored for the Rabbits, streaking down to the last line. And good work, Sirenan. He gave it to him, he gave it back to him by that time. Taken by Johnson, looking for 100. Walker, he's given Johnston a fly at the line. Allen will score. He's giving it to Alex Johnson. Here they come again. Johnston's got another.
Made to look better when John Sutton played at it with his feet and missed it completely.
Burgess.
It was tremendous. Sando, 49 metres out. It's a great strike. Chris Sando from halfway wins the game for the Rabbitohs. What a tremendous kick.
Score a great deal for your next trip at whatif.com/Rabbitohs. What About This? Proudly brought to you by What If.
Hey guys, welcome to another Pathways wrap for another week. Looking back at the games just gone, we had a bumper weekend up against the Penrith Panthers all the way over at Penrith. It started on Thursday night with our New South Wales Cup going down in a hard-fought match 30-20 in the curtain raiser out at Bluebet. We then went into Friday where we ventured out there again with our under-16 and under-18 boys development sides who had two great wins on that Friday night, with our 16s getting up 9 tries to 3 and our 18s getting up over Penrith 6 tries to 3, no goal kicking on that evening. We then ventured back out on the Saturday to wrap it all up for the weekend. We saw our Tasha Gale Cup come up against the Panthers in the first game out there. Unfortunately in really hot conditions, even after a tight first half. Full credit, Penrith got away in that one. Our Harold Matthews Cup had a very exciting 24-all draw in the next game of the day with our penalty goal after the full-time siren going, hitting the woodwork from halfway. Congratulations to the boys walking away with the 1 point there. Our SG Ball then got into a bit of a seesawing game with the Panthers in the next contest after leading 22-10 in that one. Unfortunately, the boys only had 13 fit players available to play the second half, and Penrith just too much strength, too much power, getting away with the win in the end. The weekend was wrapped up then with our Jersey Flag having a great 1-all thriller, getting up 17-16 to end our results for the weekend. Look at our feature this week. I did mention obviously our SG Ball having another tough loss on the weekend with only no bench players in the second half. It's kind of summed up a bit of a tough season that group's having multiple injuries and suspensions across the season. They have had a really tough start to their campaign. Recently we caught up with head coach John Sutton and standing captain TJ Herring just to see how that team's travelling as they come into the back end.
TJ Herring from the Beacon Hill Bears, and I'll play hooker. It's been an awesome opportunity for me, and I'm really privileged to obviously get the opportunity at South, and I've loved every minute of it. Sato gave me the opportunity in the trials to get just to lead the team, which was a huge honour for me, and I was considering it's only my second year here.
Yeah, I think the boys are always trying, every week, they're always putting in the efforts there.
Yeah, I think I've been really impressed with the boys who have come in. Obviously we've had a lot of injuries to start the season, and just really proud of the boys and coming together and really working hard.
Yeah, just try to put a few wins together. But the boys just keep putting in. I know we'll get the results in the next few games.
Hopefully play NRL, that's always the big plan, but hopefully finish off the season this year. We've had a tough start, a tough draw, we haven't won a game yet, but hopefully changes around for the rest of the year and get a few wins under our belt.
Great to hear from Sutto and young TJ there. As I said, it's been a tough season for those boys, but they've never stopped trying. They've got 3 games left, all here at Redfern, so hopefully members can get out and try and support those boys to snag a couple of wins before their campaign finishes. Looking forward to games this weekend. Again, a lot of venues, a lot of different opponents, but plenty of footy to get out and watch locally. It starts at Friday night down at Marcelin Fields, Maroubra, where you can see our Lisa Fiola under-17 girls up against the Cronulla Sharks and our under-16 Dev team coming off their great win out at Penrith, coming up against the under-16 Balmain Dev. We then look at Saturday, where we have a bumper day at Redfern Oval with 4 games of footy. Our Tasha Gale up against the Indigenous Academy, our Harvey Norman Women's fresh off the bye coming up against the Central Coast Roosters, and also our Harold Matts and our SG continue to get their campaigns going up against the Balmain Tigers. And then we wrap out a massive weekend out at Sunday at Wentworth Park with our Jersey Flegg fresh off that win over the Panthers up against another winning team at the moment in the Roosters in the Jersey Flegg contest. And for the first time in over a decade, our New South Wales Cup, Sydney Roosters will take on the South Sydney Rabbitohs, both clubs back in that competition for the first time in a long time, and we're excited to see how that wraps out the weekend. As always, with all those different venues and games going on, please check out our website, Closer, for any kick-off details.
Johnston, that's nice. Mitchell now. Backhander from Latrell. That's something special. And the kick and chase. Eagle down. Brilliant. What about that for a try? Cass is the man. But the Mitchell backhand flick and then the kick. It was all happening.
My name is Shaquay Mitchell, and my mob is the Biripi Nation up in the Mid North Coast and the Rivalry Nation down in the Riverina. The totems mean to me it's sacred to the land more than anything, and it's a part of the people. Every tribe's got their own totems, their own meaning to life, and our totem, especially up in the Biripi country, our totem's a shark because of as they say, we're fused people like the shark themselves, and we've got the water and the mountains as well as connected, and our little friendly bull shark loved to go in between, so it was a perfect place for that. And the sandal out west is the red dirt country, so that's where the big fella hangs and leans around. So my daughter's name is Yalia, and her personal totem herself is the butterfly because it reflects her personality. She's a very bubbly person, very colourful as well. So my eldest son is Jakan, means the sun, and he's a very bright kid. My baby fellow Nullawai, that means the wave. So it's he's with my missus when she had pregnancy with him. She went through COVID and pneumonia and went through a lot of waves of ups and downs with her pregnancy with him, and it just suited his personality as well, because he could be cranky one moment and he's happy, go lucky next, and it suits with their personality with their totem. So it's something that was instilled in me since the day I'll come to this earth. Same with my 2 younger brothers. Latrell is very, very open with it, and he's a very passionate, proud Aboriginal man. So am I, and so is baby brother, and that's just credit to our mum and dad. Our mum and dad are very strong Indigenous people as well, and we've copped so much over 200 plus years, and it's just now that's who we are. We can't really change who we are. It's part of life. It's part of living, and it's a part of our story and our journey, and that's how Aboriginal people are. We like to tell stories. We're storytellers. We don't write things down. We paint it. We show them. It's a visual thing. So it's the history that brings me closer to my beliefs and to my culture, because knowing the fact that we're strong, we're powerful, and we're the oldest in it. And a lot of other cultures around the world actually notify that. Like when I went over to New Zealand for All Stars, they called us big brothers and sisters, and we've never had that, and it gave me goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it now, and we've never had that. Where them fellas over there treated us like big brothers and sisters, and now they knew and they acknowledged the fact that our culture's been here longer it's stories, you know. Like I want to leave this earth with a story that I've told, that I've lived, so my kids can tell their kids and their kids can pass it on. It's about storytelling, and this is the reason why I went from, you know, the darkest part of my life to now I'm showing the light and living my dream. And you know, that's my story, and their story is going to be totally different to mine. You know, my story is to give them the life, you know, that I've never had, you know, and my parents didn't have before me, you know. And yeah, it was just to learn the culture and just to tell them to be proud of who they are. That's my main goal, and that's my main priority. You're an Indigenous man or woman, you got to be proud of that, because, you know, like, you got untapped history that we don't even know. We haven't even touched it. We haven't even scratched the surface. You know, we got taken away from us, but like, we can't change that. But now it's time for us to start building the legacy, to tell the stories, to tell how we used to live, to tell how we all initiated our women's business, men's business, and that's what I'm trying to do with my kids. So.
The start here will be full of impact.
Yeah, well, the Sin Bin Sunday was a weird one. Like, the Sin Bin Sunday, that was one of the weirdest but probably most exciting game I've been a part of.
Egred's here. The crowd are egging them on.
Sin Bin's my middle name at the moment. The last few years, isn't it?
Sling sand barrels into the ground.
Obviously, the occasion, semi-final footy against the Roosters at a packed new stadium in Moore Park, you know, it doesn't get much better than that. So I remember having the mindset of that game that I knew it was going to be physical, I knew it was going to be hard, but you know, I couldn't have been keener. So.
Have we saved the best till last? South's get us underway. Sends Matt Lodge tearing back. There's Campbell Graham.
I made the first tackle off the kickoff with Matt Lodge, and I actually fractured my collarbone and did my SC joint, so I knew I was going for a long day.
It's on in the background. It's on. Oh, picked up.
A lot of tension built up with Cleveland the week before, all these things, and just a massive game.
It's been identified that a punch has been thrown.
The week before that game was, you know, all the Simmons were obviously the crowd booing, and you know, I sort of baited the crowd a bit in the media and got that as a, you know, conversation, which took away from the pressure off me, and it sort of made it a bit funny. And but then we got to the game, and I was the most calm on the field.
Away to Walker. Here's Mitchell. Here's Johnston. The first try for the try-scoring freak. He's got 29 in the season now.
The rivalry with the Roosters provides that energy and the sparks fly. And
is that high? That's Burgess again.
Tommy decided he wanted to clothesline a few people. No, I caught mine. I don't mind my one.
It's a high tackle.
Arne decided he wanted to take a few heads off. Obviously took a turn straight away.
Oh, life doesn't get any better if you're a Roosters fan. 13 on 11.
Can't tell you how long we're on the field for with 11 people.
And I've been on both sides of the rivalry, and yeah, it's better on this side, I'll be honest. Over there, it's a bit more, you know, strict and whatnot, and we get to display what we are and who we are as a foundation clubs, and it's what people show up for. And you know, definitely at Allianz. And
Mitchell, Latrell Mitchell scores. They've got 11 on the field, and they've gone over.
Well, the good players make the impossible possible. Cody Walker and Latrell Mitchell.
We just sort of showed I suppose that Rabbitohs spirit and that Rabbitohs character, where we kept turning up for each other as players and as teammates. And
oh, gee, look at these players out here. They are absolutely exhausted after the most drama-charged and thrilling half of football, maybe of season 2022.
And look at the crowd.
I suppose from an exciting spectator's point of view, I no doubts that everyone, or hopefully everyone, enjoyed it.
Go boys! Go
We've got to start well at this half, get ourselves in the grind. We've got plenty of interchanges. We only used 2 through our middle forward, so we're going to be able to rotate that, and that'll be big in the back end.
Tony Walker, who sends it to Johnston. It's a try for Alex Johnston in the corner. And it's
Like an Origin match, just the crowd go for it, bringing that atmosphere.
Maria Hargreaves goes in aggressively with Burgess.
Right, he basically slammed his head into the ground. He had the opportunity to reduce it, he forced it to happen. On report.
Tom got high tackled and it was foul play, and then I was actually sitting on the sideline, had about 6 snake lollies and like 2 wraps before the game. I didn't think I was going to get on. I think it was Jack, our trainer, was like, Cheeks, you might get on here. I got up, started warming up, head noise heavy, just thinking about the snakes that I ate and stuff. And then I was warming up, and usually like if I was to play, I would wear my like budgies and stuff, but I was just wearing my normal undies. And then we were warming up, and then Jack was like, bro, you're about to go on. And then so I ran in, and I was like, oh, hold on, bro, I'll be back. And then I ran inside the change room, quickly chucked on my budgies, and then they felt mad, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm ready.
Cheekham. Oh, Cheekham. Coming away from Lodge. And they drag him back.
The try that I scored on Sin Bin Sunday, they don't come too often, and
Arrows there, try, Arrow has scored a try. It might be the try that puts South through the week 2.
slammed my head on the ground. Actually, my head was ringing, but I was more excited because it was, I suppose, the try that put us in a big enough lead where it was going to be hard to track us down. And
Spotted a grand final qualifier, Milne with a high shot. He's got again.
I think I played 20 minutes on the wing because Tane did 2 stints in the bin.
Clickline's already notified that he's given a sin bin to Tyler and also Victor.
I actually spent a bit of time with Victor Radley in England camp, and he's a great bloke, and I got on with him really well, and we can sort of laugh about it now and think it was pretty silly. Yeah, I was proud because I didn't get sent off, and I was like, out of 7 sin bins, I stayed on the field. And
Walker, Taz, dummies, scores. Souths are into week 2. The Roosters season is up.
To score that try and put the icing on the cake, and then for South to capture that video of my dad in the crowd, I still watch it to this day, and I just can't thank you enough for capturing that moment.
Well, next week is going to be special once again. This is the best opening weekend of finals probably ever. The football has been out of this world. Souths have knocked the Roosters out. We'll see the Latrell again next week. Full time, South Sydney 30, Roosters 14.
Definitely a game that I look back with great satisfaction, getting that win and knocking them out, so it's good. That was my first finals game too, and to happen like that, yeah, it's pretty buzzy.
yeah, there's been a lot of criticism whether they were sin bins or weren't, but it happened, and we were a part of it, and we got the win. So, like I said, go down in the history books. It was definitely one of the weirdest, but as I said, the most exciting games I've been a part of.
yeah, it's probably one of the best games I've ever been involved in, I'll be honest.
Congratulations, second week of the semi-finals. How does that feel?